It's the Southland's rock and roll animal 1055 The Cats, Amy Francis with you. And this Saturday, Dream Theater is going to be at the Chicago Theater. And I've got Dream Theater's own John Petrucci with me. How are you, John?
Very good. How you doing, Amy?
Good, thank you. How's the tour going?
It's going great. We're just at the beginning of this particular run that we're on. We started Friday in upstate New York in Rochester, and we played a festival in Canada. We played by Buffalo. We're in Columbus, Ohio today, and by the time the weekend comes, we'll be seeing you guys in Chicago.
Yes. Well, first off, I want to say congratulations on the Grammy nomination a while back. Now, you should have taken it home, but I'm sure it was an amazing feeling, just to be nominated.
Yeah, it was really, really something special. I mean, our band is not the kind of band that usually is known in those circles, and the song that got nominated on the Backs of Angels is almost 9 minutes in length, and when we heard the news that we got the nomination, we were just all completely ecstatic, and it still makes me smile thinking about it today. And we had a great time going to the Grammys and experiencing that whole thing, and like you said, just the nomination itself was a huge, huge honor, and we're so happy that that's part of our story now. Right.
And, Dream Theater, not really a band that you would expect to be nominated, like you said. Now, do you think you guys broke a barrier with that one?
I think we did. I think that it really says a lot to the style of progressive rock and progressive metal and where it is now, and how far that it's come, over the last 20 years or so. And, it means a lot for sure, especially seeing some of the other bands that were in that category, being alongside the Foo Fighters and Megadeth and stuff. It was really says a lot, and we definitely broke a barrier with that one for sure.
Yeah, definitely. John Petrucci with me of Dream Theater. Now, Dream Theater has been around for many years. You guys have been important in the music industry for, 25 years. How do you guys do it? What's the key to longevity?
Well, I think there's a couple of things. The first and most important thing is that we love what we do. We're all musicians at heart. We love to play our instruments. We love to write music. We love to perform, and that passion has never gone away. And in anything that you do in this world, you have to love what you do. And if you do, it comes across as very genuine, and people pick up on that. And then the second thing is the relationship that we have with our fans all around the world, and the fact that we've been able to develop this sort of community of people, not only here in America, but in South America and in Europe and in Asia and all over the world. It's something that kind of ties it all together, and it's really helped to speak to our longevity.
Talking about bands around now, which ones are you really into? Just hanging out at home.
I definitely might be biased, but this band is a great band. My nephew is in the band called Periphery. They're doing great. We took them out on tour in Europe. They have a new album coming out real soon, and I think they're an awesome band, and something to look out for.
Yeah, that's awesome. So let's talk about your album, A Dramatic Turn of Event. Now, how was the writing process for that? Did you guys do anything different this time?
Well, we went to, the sort of the seeds and the ideas started a few months earlier, which usually happens, and, kind of collecting ideas at home, doing some demos and stuff. But ultimately, we went to the studio in January, and the biggest difference this time is that we went in with just the four of us without a drummer. Mike Mangini was new to the band. We didn't bring him in at that point. And we wrote in the studio, much the same that as we would always do. It's just that the drums, instead of being present in the room, I had programmed the drums via computer and some drum programming software, and then that was presented to Mike, which he learned, and he came in a couple months later, and we started tracking everything. So that's probably the biggest difference. But as far as getting in there with the core composers and being in the studio environment, that was all the same as we always do.
Mm-hmm. Now, Mike Mangini, an amazing drummer. How did you guys end up with him?
You're absolutely right. He is an amazing drummer. He's completely is a spectacle to watch. He can do things on the drums that nobody can do, and he's very, very musical and just a great person. And he's just been an incredible addition to the Dream Theater family. And as you may or may not know, in very widely publicized fashion, we had a audition of drummers that we documented well. It's included on the special edition of A Dramatic Turn of Events. You can get the DVD, and it shows the audition process. And at the time, he was actually revealed as part of an online event that showed it in parts, with the third part being revealing who the drummer was. So it was a very special process that we did to kind of include all our community and our fans all around the world.
Oh, wow. That's really cool. Now, John, you have got to be one of the greatest guitarists out there. Now, are you still learning new things every day?
Well, thank you for saying that, and absolutely. I try to not become stale on the instrument. I'm always practicing, and I have kind of a competitive nature, so I want to, try to be the best that I can, and which means I look out there and I see what's going on, and if there's some things that are new, I pick up on them and try my best to incorporate it into my style and push myself. And that goes back to just loving what you do and having that passion to keep things moving forward in a positive way.
Right. John Petrucci of Dream Theater with me right now. Now, Dream Theater, you guys don't have passive fans. You have a very devoted following. Now, what do you think makes Dream Theater fans so dedicated to you guys? I'm not sure. We do have the most incredible fans on the planet, people that are really passionate and devoted and dedicated to music and the spirit of music. And, I think that's what maybe part of that is, because the music community is something that it feels special to be a part of. And, the fact that we play the kind of music that we do, that kind of focuses on instrumentation, that focuses on songwriting and is a progressive style that kind of breaks boundaries. I think people relate to that on a personal level, and it's sort of like being part of this kind of club and this community that is understood only by certain people. And I think that has when you feel that sort of pride as to being a part of that and understanding that, I think that's what keeps the passion, Oh, yeah, definitely. Dream Theater comes to the Chicago Theater this Saturday, June 23rd. Now, what do you guys like about Chicago? Do you have a favorite place to go eat or something like that? You excited about coming?
I'm very excited about coming. It's always one of our favorite places to go. Of course, it's such a great city to visit. And, the food is phenomenal. And like many of the different cities in America and in Europe, there's always something local that you look forward to, whether it's like the Chicago-style pizza or the Italian sandwiches or whatever. It's always amazing.
Oh, yeah.
And the biggest thing is the people. The shows in Chicago are always fantastic. The fans are out of their minds. We have a great show. Everybody's smiling in the audience, singing along. It's always a really, really awesome experience in Chicago. One of the best cities to visit, for sure.
Well, we've got a pair of second-row tickets to give away to your show this Saturday at the Chicago Theater. Now, what I want to do is ask you to come up with a little trivia question for our listeners, and if they know it, they can call us up, and they could win these second-row tickets. What do you think, John?
I think that sounds like an awesome idea.
All right, what do you got for us?
Well, let's see. On July 7th of this year, one of our albums will hit a major anniversary as far as when it was released. It was released 20 years ago on July 7th of this year. So if you can name the album, you get the tickets.
All right, that's it. Call us up, 866-935-1055, and you could be sitting second row at Dream Theater, and you could give John a little wave while you're sitting there, because you're going to be that close. 866-935-1055.
I'll throw you a pick.
All right, John, thank you so much for joining me today, and we will see you this Saturday.
Sounds great, Amy. Thanks for having me.